Introducing PubCoin. PubCoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into PubCoins. PubCoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Your membership to Gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Matt Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Oh, look at Nussflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Kencan. Kenny Kencan wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donuts Silks make a run? Can Res Mall make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Can Smoking Mirrors. Director 97 home. That is the way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the Eldorado Custodian. Billy Friedrich. Jones one. They're all coming down the finish.
Coin! Nowhere!
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
From the Clark Peter Low Shack, legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a Dom. By the young phenom known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA, and we all PSR Pub Sports Radio Bizarre is a man named Slaughter, and he flipped the script. No competition in this they quit the trip. But we say we be pubbing, betting with the bag and you love it. You want a top 10, we above it.
Pub Sports Radio is very excited to announce the dates for Pubapalooza 4. The most exciting weekend of the gambling year. Round 1 of March Madness. It's all going down in San Antonio, Texas at the Southtown 101, Thursday the 20th till Sunday the 23rd. It's going down, baby.
Scheduled events every day. that weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's all going down in Southtown 101. Come hang out with some of your favorite Pub Sports Radio personalities.
I can't wait. Meet us in Texas, baby. It's going.
Yes. 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 Pub Sports Radio, Pubapalooza 4. Date now set. It's going to be a great show. I can't wait. Or I guess great weekend. I can't wait for that. It's going to be a great show tonight. It's nice to see everyone bright and early in the chat here. Like I said, or like the video just showed you, if you hadn't heard, Pubapalooza is back here March 20th to the 23rd. So start making your arrangements now. Start looking into Airbnbs, flights, the whole damn thing. So shout out to you guys that are all going to be there. It's going to be a rather short show today. We have 6 games on the card here. It's kind of weird not having a bunch of games. 2 hockey, 2 NBA, talking NBA Cup with our guy Billy Brisbane. And we'll get 2 breakdowns from Conor Mac Picks and Wine Time on the Army, Navy, and the latest bowl game happening this week. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Shout out to you, Justin McKelvey, Julio Villa, and Nasty Nate, all up in here early. And let's shout out our guy Stacks here early for dropping stacks in here. Shout out to you, Justin.
Stacks, 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 stacks.
Shout out to you, Justin. Nice to see you, Brian Pacone here, Andrew G. Let's get right after it here. We have got a interesting show coming up here. We can get into deep detail on these breakdowns because we have a lot of time with our guest here. Let's start off with our first one. A veteran of Pubapalooza 1, 2, and 3. He slaps his own ass at the horse track in a legendary Pubapalooza 1 performance here. It's the one, the only, Mr. Gogster joining the program. Mr. Gogster, how's it going?
Oh, she's a going there. What's going on with you there, buddy? Coming off a nice day in the NHL there, 5-3.
Nice.
Ready to fire. We got a little AHL today with a small NHL slate, so look forward to some AHL and Pub 4. Can't wait. Anyone interested in some golf? We'll be there for like 3 or 4 days. So I'm just setting up a little golf sign-up sheet on my Twitter account. If anyone wants to go golfing there, let me know. I'm going to try and set up a big golf meet up here at a nice course down in San Antonio. So.
Well, you know I'm down, Gogster, so you can go ahead and put my name on the list there, even though I played like dog shit this weekend. I actually played twice. I played well, and then I played dog shit. But it's all right. It was a good time, Gogster. And I hope you're doing well in your league, by the way, as well.
Yeah, it's actually me, and shout out to T-Mac, a low bagger of the past there. I haven't seen him on the show in a while, but me and T-Mac there, we're doing a nice little golf league there. We got our next match Friday. You know, there's skins for all you hardcore golfers. You got the skins, you got the beers there. The only difference is you're hitting off a track, man, which is a little different. I think it's tough to putt too, but as anyone up north, anyone in Canada knows, it's all we got is the sim right now, man. Looking at snow on the ground, so it's fun though. Sims are fun.
Yeah, I feel bad for you, Gogster. I put on the jacket today because it was a balmy 60 degrees. So
balmy 60.
So it's tough there. But let's get into this hockey here.
Yeah.
Chad talking about a Wild, great cash last night. Shout out to the Minnesota Wild. Let's get into these 2 games we've got today here. A little New York rivalry, quotation marks, Buffalo, New York Rangers. I mean, again, quotation marks are pretty heavy there, but New York Rangers. Oh, man. Gogster, what is happening to the New York Rangers here? You come into the season all full of confidence, and now you waive your captain. You might fire your head coach here. We've got Shesterkin unconfirmed, and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen unconfirmed for the Sabres as well. I did see Igor signed his big contract, make them the highest paid goalie in, I was going to say, soccer, and hockey history. So shout out to Igor there. But Gogster, I'm fascinated for you to shed some light on what is happening with this New York Rangers team. Are they going to be bettable today? I'll mention markets. We don't talk about them often in hockey, but I will talk about them here real quick. 75% of the bets, 73% of the money on the Rangers here, unsurprisingly there. And for the total, we have 82% of the bets and money on the over with about 3,700 tickets in here, Gogster. What do you think about this first game?
Well, you're talking about why the Rangers are kind of ass right now. Traded Trouba. To be honest, I don't really have the answer to why this team is 14-13 right now. Getting rid of Trouba, that's a big move. Getting rid of your captain mid-season to Anaheim, and I've heard he could be traded again before the trade deadline in a couple months. So the Ranger team, yeah, they've been disappointing, but look at Buffalo, guys. This team's just as bad. They've lost, 2, 4, 6, 7 in a row now, Jose. And they're blowing these games, like 5-4 against Colorado, 3-2 against Winnipeg. Against Detroit there, hit a nice little live bet there. They were down 5-3, but I believe Dahlin was out there. Dahlin's not going to be in the lineup now, and they lost that game 6-5. So both these teams are not playing good hockey, but one of them I think has a little better expectations. Still going down the pipeline there. The Rangers guys, let me just bring up their lines here. They're still they're completely healthy. That's the thing. I'm looking for their injury report. There's no injuries for the Rangers right now. They're pretty much humming. You still get Kreider's, Zibanejad. You got the full crew pretty much, especially their top three lines. Kakko, Hedl, Cooley on the third. Defensive, Keandre Miller. They've lost a little bit on defense there, and Shesterkin hasn't been as good as he should have been. And the contract, good thing they signed him, Jose, because you know what? Right now, if they didn't sign him and he was on his contract year, I could see him, wanting out almost or going somewhere where it looks like they can win. Because right now, yeah, they are struggling. But on the other side, guys, Buffalo's just – you can't trust Buffalo right now. They got problems. They're talking about their practice, Jose, after they lost that game 5-4 or 6-5, against Detroit. Their practice was just – they said it wasn't up to par from the coach and some of the players. So they're still struggling. I think this is a Ranger spot. I really do. Both these teams are struggling, but Luke Hokanen too. Let me just bring up the old stat sheet here. He's 4-6-2 at home, 890 save percentage, and then Shesterkin's 4-4, but with a 930. So anytime you got a goalie with a 930, he's 4-4. What a positive regression, as Aloshak used to say, is coming. 1-2 this month, 890. And then on the other side, that's Shesterkin. Luke Hokanen is 0-2-1 with an 870. So the goal should be there. It's just tough to trust a team in the Sabres to close one of these out. A healthy Rangers team that needs a win. I'm going to trust the Rangers guys in regulation, plus 110. And on the other side, I'm going to go with the Sabres team total under 2.5 as well, Jose, plus 120. No Dahlin. Samuelsson is going to come back, but he's more of a defensive-minded stay-at-home defenseman there. You're going to want Dahlin if you want some goals, in my opinion. And then looking quickly at the special teams, 80%, 85% for the Sabres. That's penalty kill. Special teams, power play, 18 to 13% advantage Rangers. And then goals for, goals against. This is the big one here. 51 for the Rangers in the last 31 days and 45 for the Sabres. So both teams have been struggling defensively, but I expect the Rangers to get right before the Sabres do. I can even see the Sabres, firing their coach. Anyone in the chat, any local Sabre fans, love to hear what you guys think of the coach and, losing 7 in a row in really bad fashion too. So give me the Rangers, Jose.
So Rangers team total over here. And what was the first one there, Gogster?
No, sorry. It was Rangers on the regulation plus 110. And then the Sabres team total under 2.5 plus 120.
Beautiful. There we go. I got my bets mixed there. But beautiful work, Gogster. Great breakdown. Nice to see people flooding into the chat here. Big Show Picks. Nice to see you. Wine Time Sports in here as well. Kong's Clips dropping his action here as well. Saying a little Army minus 6.5 Detroit money line parlay for him. Loves that play. Kong, shout out to you. I'll be on that with you, my man. But quickly, just to remind everyone, we do have that QR code in the top right corner for our friends at Harbor Acres Cottages as well. Here, you want to spend a lovely weekend up in Canada, do it with Harbor Acres there as well. It's a beautiful cabin here in the woods. You're on a lake. It's a great time. So shout out to Harbor Acres Cottages as well. All right, game 2, Gogster. Let's get into Anaheim Ducks, Ottawa Senators here. We do have a confirmed goalie in this one. It is my old friend Linus Ullmark here versus maybe a John Gibson. We'll see. It's unconfirmed as of now, but Linus is confirmed to go here. By the way, Gokster, I told you last time about how Daily Faceoff does their little, I guess, goalie score for their matchups this week.
Yeah, what do we
or
got?
their, I guess, today. Linus, a 100 matchup against the Anaheim Ducks here. Igor is a 75. So very interesting. I've not obviously watched Ottawa hockey very closely, but I've heard my guy Linus is not performing well since he left Boston. Funny enough, neither is Jeremy Swayman. It's hilarious to see. Markets in this game are kind of tough. I will quickly mention the market in the total: 64% of the bets, 60% of the money on the over in this game. But a minus 250 Ottawa Senators team is not something I want to back here, Gokster.
This line is there's no way in hell you take Ottawa. Whoever made this line should be fired, in my opinion. Minus 250, and there's no way it's gonna go up. This Anaheim team, if you watch the game against Montreal, if any of you guys, Slatsy and anyone in the chat, this Anaheim team played damn well. Troy Terry had 2 goals. Montembeault made some key saves, and they lost in the shootout with a couple young snipers they have in Montreal. But this Anaheim team, I was saying before, they're playing some of their best hockey now. Gibson coming off 2 losses. I would expect Gibson, actually. Dostal went against Montreal. They've been kind of going back and forth since Gibson's return. So Gibson's coming off 2 bad losses at home. Minnesota, Vegas, two strong teams coming up against an Ottawa team that's, Perron's day-to-day now. Zub's also out. They're adding Ospachuk, a guy from Belleville here. He's going to be on the 4th line. Doesn't have a lot of experience in the NHL, so don't expect too much. He's a World Junior player. Shout out to World Juniors, too, coming up here in a couple weeks. But he was a World Junior player, Ospachuk, Zach there. And then you got Cousins that's going to replace Perron on the 3rd line. It feels like a lower scoring game. I didn't have the cojones, you could say, to take Anaheim, Jose, but I'm taking the unders here. I think the goaltending is going to be strong. 2 road games from Gibson this year against Seattle and Chicago, 44-42. Unbelievable. Gibson was there, only allowed 2, 955, and then 20 of 18, allowing 2 as well to Chicago. So I'm expecting Anaheim here. They're coming off 3 losses as well, but the momentum in that last game, Jose, I think is going to carry over. And then Ottawa on the other side here, pretty inconsistent, beating Nashville. Everyone's beating Nashville right now. Snuck by Detroit 2-1, then lost to Anaheim. I forgot these guys played 10 days ago, 4-3 Anaheim. Ullmark was in net, allowed 4 goals, I believe, in that game. So, and then Dostal was in net on the other side. So they haven't seen Gibson. I wouldn't talk anyone off the dog here. The more I'm thinking about it, the more, Anaheim at this number should be played. But I took the no goal in the first 9 minutes, 30 seconds, plus 125, I believe it was. And then the under 6.5, Jose, minus 122. I think the goalies, it's kind of like the game last night, guys, in Vasilevsky and Skinner. I had the over. That was one of the losses I had. But the goalies were playing so strong, and their form was on, despite a full roster for both teams. So with these 2 goalies playing quite well, even though Gibson has had a couple bad games, he's been solid at home, and he's a goalie I still trust here. So lower scoring game, and I can see a 3-2, 4-2 kind of game for Anaheim even.
Okay.
But it will be tough with Ullmark on the other side there. Like your 100% stat, I can't laugh at that. Last time I did, I think it bit me in the ass. So Ullmark's going to be, both these goalies should be on. Lower scoring game is definitely in the works.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how my guy Linus does here, Gokster. Expected save percentage for Linus.
Holy Jesus.
915 for old Linus there. So we'll see how that goes. Expected goals against 2.4 for
it feels like an under. It really does. And Ullmark's coming up 2 good wins, Nashville, Detroit. Anaheim did score 3 against them. His last home game, let's see here, Vancouver, Vegas, Edmonton, 2 all good teams, 5-3-4. It's all what Anaheim's going to do here. They're just such a young team. Both these teams are quite young, but there's more veteran presence on Ottawa. So It will be tough for Anaheim to close the door if they're up, but I don't see Ottawa running away with this by any means.
All right. Well, fair enough. Mr. Gogster, official plays today. Only in one game, huh?
Oh, what's that? No, we got the both games there. I got 4 plays. I got 4 plays. 2 in each game. We got the Rangers and Reg. We got the Buffalo team total under 2.5. We got the no goal in the first 9 minutes, 30 seconds, which was 4-0 yesterday, by the way. And that market there in Anaheim, Ottawa, plus 125. And then I have Anaheim, Ottawa also under 6.5, guys, minus 122.
Well, beautiful work there. Barry Roselle has a great question, Gogs. You're saying, why are you wearing a beanie inside?
We don't have the heat on right now, so we kept it pretty cool, close to the windows too, a little draft, and we're up in Canada, so
a little nippy over there,
a little nippy, going down to I think 10 degrees or 10 Fahrenheit, whatever you want to call it tonight. So,
yeah, no, fuck all that. But I hope you have fun with that, Gogster.
Jose, are you gonna braid your hair though? That's the next question.
That is a great question, Barry. Unfortunately, I don't have anyone that could braid my hair and do it well enough. But we'll see at the end of the month because I'm not cutting my hair until the new year. So we'll see how long this bitch gets here, Barry. So thank you for your questions. We appreciate them. Gogster, you're a veteran of 3 Pubapaloozas here. Hopefully coming to the 4th one here, March 20th to the 23rd. Gogster, you've been to Pubapalooza 3 times. What can the people expect? The people that haven't been to Pubapalooza, what can they expect from this experience?
A lot of gambling, a lot of booze. A lot of gambling, a lot of booze. Good times, games too. You got the whole setup this year too. I'm really looking forward to this year with the itinerary. I know a couple years we've done that, a couple years we haven't. But yeah, guys, the bar is unbelievable with Slaughter, Southtown 101, with the gambling too. You want to talk about some of the best gambling you're going to do in your life is probably going to be down there with all the college basketball. You got NHL, NBA, and a bunch of cappers too that specialize in this stuff. So you're going to make some money too when you go down there, guys. It's a great time. Really looking forward to this year.
Well, beautiful, Gogster. I can't wait. Good luck today.
Before we go, AHL. One AHL play here, guys. I went through the old roster here, and I think, I forget his name slipped my mind, but he's a Rockford native. Chicago Rockford Ice Hogs. Is that what they're called? I believe they're the Ice Hogs. Yeah, the Ice Hogs. They're playing the Iowa Wild. So Chicago and Minnesota's farm teams are playing, but we're going with the Ice Hogs here. Great logo too, a mad pig. Great logo. They lost 6-3 November 9th, but this team's starting to play a lot better. Goaltending wise, I like their goaltending. Offensively though, they're just much better than Iowa right now. Revenge factors there as well. They're also plus 105. I can see this line moving by game time. But yeah, guys, Rockford Ice Hogs over the Iowa Wild tonight, 7 p.m. Central. So that's 8 o'clock Eastern.
Well, beautiful, Gogster. I can't wait. Shout out to you, Barry, for the $2.99 dono, my man. Shout out to you, Barry. Gogster, good luck with the cold. Good luck with the bending of hockey sticks and the whole damn thing. I appreciate you for joining me here on Wednesdays and Pete on Tuesdays. Anything else you want to plug?
Just cheers to you, man. Appreciate you having me on every Wednesday, and enjoy the rest of your show, guys. We'll get those tickets, get the flight set up because it's going to be soon. It's coming up here. But yeah, till then, guys, be good. Cash those tickets, and we'll see you soon.
See you, Gogster, later. Appreciate our guy, Gogster. Battling the cold over there. Battling the cold. So it's going to be a lot of fun seeing Gogster again. By the way, that Canadian accent works with the ladies down here. Trust me. I've seen it with Mr. Gogster, just talking to some ladies down here. They hear the accent. Legs start to shiver because that Gogster accent is that fire. So shout out to Mr. Gogster. Can't wait to see him soon again. Get your tickets early, March 20th to the 23rd. People will have Airbnbs longer, some for the 19th through the 25th if you want to come early. So go meet up with your friends here. Get those plans situated. T. Moss in here as well. He's talking about lefty-righty golfer matchups. I hope that we can rock and roll with that, T. Moss. That'd be fun. let's jump into the NBA here. Our guy getting Billsy, Billy Brisbane in the joint now. Billy,
What up?
how goes it? It's nice to see you. We're talking NBA Cup, the greatest time of the year, obviously. I can't wait to get these games. And we've actually got a really good game. A lot of storylines going into our first game. Billy, how are you?
Been better, been worse. I'm actually really am trying to get this mouse together. I got this fucking don't buy a fucking Apple keyboard and a mouse. They won't give you a warning when the shit's gonna die. So
They will not.
I have all the notes pulled up right in front of me. It's just that I'm on a laptop and I've been doing the shows on a desktop, so it's throwing me off here.
No worries. I wish you luck. And Apple indeed does not tell you. They'll tell you 2 seconds. They're like, oh, hey, your laptop, or hey, your mouse is about to die. And that is your signal. And you cannot charge and use your mouse at the same time. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Billy, we're talking Pubapalooza today, obviously, because we've got the dates announced. I hope to see you as well this year. Our guy Sweaty Butcher saying he's coming this year. He wants to play some golf. Our next guest, Wine Time, is going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Billy, it's a long ways away, but we hope to see you there as well. It'd be a lot of fun to get Billy back in there. Studio's a little different. Comfy couch for you. The whole thing.
Yeah, I'm not excited as the first weekend of March Madness because it's the reason why I haven't been down the last couple of fucking years prior because it's a big weekend for me. You know, when you live in New Jersey and you got availability to like 50 fucking sports books, it's a huge weekend.
Yeah, it is a big weekend. Now, everyone's going to say, oh, how can you bet on in Texas? We have our ways, ladies and gentlemen. We have our ways. We wish you luck getting to those ways here. But let's talk about these NBA games here. We've got 2 of them in slate here for us. Atlanta Hawks, New York Knicks will start us off here. The Hawks, they are, I don't know if I want to call them last year's Pacers when it comes to the NBA Cup, but they're scrappy. Trae Young is feeling himself. And if there was one team that the Hawks had to play here, it feels like it would have been the New York Knicks, especially on the road here. They love this shit. They love some Trae Young in Madison Square Garden talking shit to all the fans. So I'm very excited to at least take a peep into this game, Billy, here. We'll talk early markets going into this game. Right now, a lot of love for the Knicks here. 19,000 tickets in on this game. 76% of the bets, 77% of the money on the Knicks here. And 68% of the bets, 70% of the money on the over in this game. Very interesting enough here. Let me double check and see where this line has opened up at here. We had, I'm seeing 6.5 openers up to 8.5, 7.5 here. Wow. Line is cranking towards the Knicks here. Billy, is there an injury or something that I have not seen? Is Jalen Johnson not going to play in this game? What's happening in this game? What do you think?
Yeah, when these two teams met, they met November 6th. The Hawks won 121-116. The Hawks coming to this game playing great basketball, winners of 6 of their last 7. But the Knicks have been playing good basketball themselves over the last 13 games. They've gone 10-3, third best net rating in the NBA. Their offensive numbers aren't too far off from the Celtics over the past month. On paper, it just feels like too many points, but kind of deep diving into this game, it's hard for me to make a case for Atlanta here. Dyson Daniels has been one of the better defenders in the NBA. He'll be on Brunson tonight, but teams have just been able to attack pick and rolls on Atlanta as they've given up the most 3-pointers in the NBA, which is a terrible matchup for the Atlanta Hawks playing the Knicks. The Knicks aren't the most fast-paced team. They rank bottom 10 in the NBA in pace, but their offensive efficiency numbers are very impressive. second in the NBA for three-pointer percentage. Both teams have wing depth, but Karl-Anthony Towns feels like the X factor here for the Knicks to get over the hump. The Knicks were the only Emirates Cup team that played on Monday night. That game went down to the wire in Toronto, kind of a look-ahead spot for tonight's game, and their first meeting combined for exactly 237 points, where tonight's total is at. Atlanta has gone over in 17 out of their last 25 games this season. And New York has gone over 14 out of 24 games this season. While the Knicks are a slower-paced team, their offense has been really good. They've scored 120 or more points in 8 out of their last 16 games. Atlanta scored 119 or more points in 6 out of their last 9 games. In their last 10 meetings head-to-head, the over is 7-3, and the last 3 meetings have gone over the total as well. So I wouldn't blame you for taking over here. I'll probably be looking to get on the total live. Maybe a little bit of nervousness in the first quarter, and then probably hop up on a over live here. But the play that I like the most here is going to be Karl-Anthony Towns over 15.5 rebounds and assists. That line, you're going to have to odd chop that line. That line's moving all across the board. During the month of December so far, Towns has averaged 16.3 rebounds and 2.5 assists. He's gone over his rebound and assist line 4 out of 5 games and 7 out of his last 10 games. With this being a pace-up spot for Knicks, I think that will lead to more possessions, more rebound opportunities, and more playmaking opportunities here for Cat. If you want to take his rebound straight at 12.5 at minus 130, I wouldn't mind that either.
That motherfucker is a completely different human this year. It is crazy to see that.
He's in New York, man. You can't be on the pussy shit in New York, man.
He has completely talking shit, fully embraced New York. Knicks fans like him a lot. I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm watching Karl-Anthony Towns talk all that shit right now. But I respect it. He's playing really well right now. So, Billy, your $500 free bet, as Jimmy would say, if you had to pick a side ATS, are you going Hawks? You going Knicks?
Going Knicks, but for example, because I have the log for all of our show plays and shit like that. And I had to do the thing for yesterday, and I was like, God damn it. Because I went, 0-2 on the show. Cole Anthony looked terrible, and then the Mavericks lost. But in reality, I made money last night. I parlayed the fucking Bucks with a bunch of shit. They ended up winning the game. So it's one of those ones where, yeah, bro, I'm probably going to parlay the Knicks on the money line with some shit, with some stuff tonight. But, I'm not going to give you a minus 7.5 in a fucking playoff game scenario. That's kind of just a little bit janked up. This is one of those type of games. Find a little college basketball game that you like. Listen to our boys on the channel here, and maybe you might find something that you like. I would bet the 7.5.
I hope this isn't me freezing. I think it's Billy freezing. I'm guessing it was Billy. People in the chat, let me know. Billy will be back here in a second after that lovely freeze here, and we'll see if it was me or him freezing. But let's roll on to our second game here real quick while I take off a frozen Billy real quick. He did look good. That was a nice pose, little shoulder shrug, shout out to that. But let's go to game 2 here as we'll get Billy back here in a second. It was, again, a pretty decent little shoulder shrug there. It's funny. But let's move on to game 2. Nuke Worker, thank you for letting me know. Billy Brisbane back alive here. Billy, you gave a nice little shoulder shrug there as you froze there. It was beautiful. It looked good.
I have no idea what part you didn't catch because the laptop died. That was why we're going on the desktop. We got the batteries and the fucking mouse. We're rolling. It's Wednesday, man. It's the middle of the week. Cut me some slack.
We're good. We're good. Your freeze pose was great, but we got the gist of it. We're all looking Knicks here, and I can't wait to see it. By the way, Wine Time asking the important questions to Nuke Worker. We'd love to see you at Pubapalooza 4, Nuke. An MVP from last year. Would love to see it, Nuke. All right. Game of the night. The upstart. Houston Rockets. The young Bucks. Again, we only have one team to compare these young teams to, making a surprise run in the NBA Cup. So I'm going to keep saying maybe the Pacers of last year. versus the Warriors here. Very interested. I was a little surprised to see them favored. And then you started thinking about it. I'm like, man, the Rockets just seem like a better team. And by the way, Nuke Worker says, I'm there, baby, to Pub 4. That's nice, Nuke. I can't wait to see you, my guy. It's going to be fun. But yeah, the Rockets here, I was a little surprised to see them favored. Warriors, all that experience. We'll see how that fares here tonight. Ime, Kerr, I'm excited to watch this game at the very least. Let's go to the markets here. We've got a lot of love for the Warriors here, 64%, 65% of the money on the Warriors here. I personally lean Rockets here, shockingly enough. I don't love a public underdog like this too much. I think that young upstart Rockets team with Ime and the gang can get them here. 83% of the bets and 75% of the money, though, on the over in this game. And I need to double check this real quick. And it seems like this total has dropped. Yeah, it has dropped. It was a 235. Now we're seeing not 235. Here, let me double check here to see where this actually is.
Went up. I thought this total went up from 220 to 223.
Yeah, I was about to say, so I saw 235 opener, but I was like, that can't be right here. Yeah, the books or this website just made a mistake. I have a 221 opener here now up to 222 and a half, 223 there. So it goes up. All the money on the over there. Interesting. Billy, I'm interested to hear your take on this game because this is probably the game of the night. I leaned Rockets first glance here. What do you think?
Yeah, out of the 4 games, this is probably the most anticipated, closest battle between these two teams. These two teams play physical. When these two teams just met last week, Houston dropped that game to Golden State without Curry and Drummond. I said Drummond, Draymond. My bad, daily fantasy stuff up. Curry and Draymond. With the Rockets being kind of like the younger brother in the relationship and the Warriors kind of being like the older brother in the relationship, the Warriors have won 15 straight games versus Houston, 8 in a row in Houston. Granted, this isn't the same Houston team, but god damn, man. I mean, I know Houston's going to be a lot more hungry, a lot more mature than what they were in years past. It feels like eventually the Warriors might let one of these games go. It'll be a good point of emphasis in tonight's locker room for Houston to get off to a good start. There's no way that you lost to a team 15 fucking times, 8 in a row in Houston, and you guys just played them last week without their 2 stud players, and the coach is not walking into the locker room. I mean, we know a little Ime Udoka walking into the locker room tonight saying, you see all these fans in this stadium right now. They're not here for Curry. They're here for us. I think Houston's going to start off hot, man. And that's been kind of their theme this year. They've gone 9-3 ATS in the first half at home. And for the season, they're 16-8 first half ATS wise. Top 5 in the NBA, one of the most profitable teams to back here in the first half. And that's my angle here. I'm going to go Houston first half -0.5 here, -125. So we got Houston first half and Karl-Anthony Towns rebounds and assists. Those are the 2 Emirates Cup play games here. For player props in this game, I hate to say, I know you guys bet the Sengun props last week, but bro, I'm looking towards his unders, man. 20.5 points. The Rockets could just go small and he'd just not be out there like it was last time. I mean, the Warriors don't have a bunch of size, and it kind of makes sense of this game going small, hence why you see probably some people betting over here in this one. And then if you look at Curry PRA, 8 straight cashes against the Rockets, and he's hit 3 out of his last 5 games as well for PRA-wise. I mean, the Rockets have one of the best defenses in the league, but they've given up some pretty big guard performances for PRA. The people like Max ESGA, Anthony Simons, even fucking Bones Island the one time that the Clippers had the corpse of a roster in there. So I lean towards the under. I think the under is probably one of the better bets on this game, but it probably isn't something that you need to bet in 20 minutes before the game. I don't see the average person betting the under in this game. I would imagine this total probably goes up another point or 2. And that might be all the points. You don't want the ass end of this number. You're going to want the best number possible when it comes to the total of this game. This probably comes right down to the number.
Yeah, I like the under in this game as well. So I agree with you. Wait, you'll get a better line. Shout out to BJ dropping Rockets money line in here as his best bet of the day. Billy, let's go through some odds here real quick because your two plays today. Rockets first half minus a half, minus 110.
Yeah, you can find 110. I played both of these at Parks. Parks had minus 137 for Karl-Anthony Towns rebounds and assists. They had minus 125 for the Rockets first half. But if you odd shop the market, you could probably get better lines.
Okay, beautiful. I will look around for those for you here. If not, we'll rock with those. Beautiful work, Billy. Thank you for joining me here. I know it's an easier NBA slate with only 2 games, so shout out to the NBA Cup.
Yeah, there's a last couple things I wanted to say about the Cup for tonight.
Yes.
If you do like the Knicks, like I do as well, I'm thinking about betting the Knicks just to make the finals in this thing. I got to find the sports book that has it, but the Knicks to win this tournament is plus 360, which is really good value. The Knicks would basically play the Bucks in the Eastern Conference Championship. And then for MVP odds, god damn, man, the way SGA played last night, plus 165, it's very hard to pass up on that. But Giannis,
is he the favorite?
Yeah, he's the. I mean, look at the game that he had last night. Yeah, but I'm actually thinking about betting the Knicks to win this tournament at plus 360. That's really good value.
Okay, well, beautiful, Billy. Anything else you want to get out there? Because I know I want to, get all the juice I can from the orange here. You guys just had the lovely Locker Room Talk podcast last night. Great times.
Did have the Locker Room podcast last night. It was UFC Tampa, but we do have some college basketball popping off tonight. I only have one game that I'm really have to deep dive a little bit more into, but more times than not here, I like Maine plus the points against Duquesne here. I might have to look into the total because it might just be a totals play for that game down in Pittsburgh. And then the other game that I was looking at, this makes no sense, bro. Green Bay University's head coach is Doug Gottlieb.
Yep.
Basically, the dude's a fucking announcer and the basketball coach at the same exact time.
Yep.
And the team fucking sucks. Like, Green Bay was actually a half decent team last year, but the team fucking sucks, bro. They're 2-8. They haven't won a game in over a month. The dude's been doing more fucking commentating than actually coaching. How do you even feasibly do commentating and coaching at a college university at the same exact time? They just got blown out by 20 points in their last game. They got blown out. They've gotten blown out by double digits every game this month. What makes me not think that they just get blown out today again? This dude doesn't give a fuck about coaching this basketball team. He just walked into that job.
Shout out to Doug Gottlieb. He's a known piece of shit and tried to be Oklahoma State's coach for a long time. Thank God we didn't go down that road. So I agree with you. Fade Green Bay, and it is hilarious to see him. His schedule, he laid it out one day. It's like, yeah, I go to practice from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. and then 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. I'm doing my podcast, and then blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Jesus Christ. This sucks. But thank you, Billy.
Everything but coaching. I know exactly what clip you're talking about. It's like, so you're not coaching the basketball team? You got 2 different podcasts. You're on 3 different networks for shows. You're doing pregame shows and shit like that. Where's the scouting for the team? Are you just a token guy? It just sounds like a terrible situation to be in for a college university. And it's hasn't really been blown up too much because they're in the fucking Horizon League and nobody cares about the Horizon League until they're in March or stuff like that, where they feed out the bad teams between the good teams. But I think there's an advantage to take advantage of these bad teams. And I mean, god damn, dude, Green Bay has got to be one of the worst teams in the country that keep on getting valued like they were the same exact team as last year.
Well, I'm excited to watch them now and continue to see their free fall. Billy, thank you again. I appreciate you. Anything else you want to plug before we get you out of here?
Yeah, Locker Room Podcast, UFC Tampa popping off this weekend. Last UFC event of the year, Cage Warriors card in good old San Diego. The Cage Warriors
taking the show on the road, going from England over to America. And we're going to take advantage of that on Friday night. It's supposed to be Emirates Friday night. No, it's Cage Warriors Friday night here at Pub Sports Radio.
Well, beautiful. Thank you, Billy. Follow him on Twitter at @gettingbills_ on Twitter. You see it right there on the screen. It's a beautiful work. Thank you, Billy, as always. I'll see you very soon. There we go. Billy Brisbane joining us. Now let's get into 2 college football games we have on tap here. We're going to talk Army, Navy like Pete did yesterday as well. And then we're going to talk about the bowl game coming up here. So we've got 2 guests on tap here. Let's bring on a veteran of Pubapalooza 3. He was there, experienced it in all his glory, and I'm sure he'll be there this year as well. Mr. 60% in college football. It's Wine Time Sports joining the program. Wine Time, hello. Nice to see you. How you feeling over there?
Hey, man, we've been better. I'm definitely feeling a little better today. If you guys can tell, my voice is a little out of it. I've had a migraine for the last 24 hours. But we're here, man. I'm ready to talk about some of these college games. We got smacked over the head last weekend, so I had to come back for this week. Probably one of the worst weekends I had in college football, and it's a conference championship week. It is what it is. We're going to get right back to it, guys. We've got a couple games to talk about today, but shout out to everyone in the chat, man, for showing out right there. We got my guy Justin, Nuke, Rick J, Sharon Pullum, Jermaine, Big Show, my guy right there, Billy, who's just on here. Everyone, if you're debating on going to Pubapalooza 4, don't debate it. Just book your ticket, book your flight, book your hotel, do it ahead of time before everyone else. Get ahead of the game because it's only going to go up and up as it gets closer. But yes, I will be there for Pubapalooza 4. Plan to get there earlier this year. Last year, I believe I got there on a Thursday. I'm going to try to get there on a Tuesday this year. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. It was a blast last year, so this is going to be another blast. I know it is.
Unmute myself here. Wine, what was your favorite moment of Pubapalooza 3?
Honestly, probably just meeting everyone. I remember walking. You picked me up from the airport. We pull up at Southtown 101. I remember just walking in the bar and just everyone in the chat was there. Like, I didn't even know what Nasty Nate looked like. You know what I mean? I had zero clue what a lot of these people look like, and it was just like what Jimmy says, man. It was just magic when you walk in there. You see all the TVs on the screen. It's like sportsbook vibes. The studio's right there, and then you got another side of the bar where you got karaoke. People play live music, where all the drinks are served. Food's bomb. I mean, some of the best burgers. Definitely the best burger I've ever had in Texas. So, shout out to Southtown 101 over there, man.
Well, it's going to be a fun weekend. Get your tickets now. Sign up. I don't even say sign up. Get your tickets. Get your flight arrangements going and get yourself situated here. Wine, let's jump into this Army-Navy game. Connor will be with us in just a second, but game everyone looks forward to at the end of every season. For us gamblers, we kind of all know this as bet the under and just watch the game and watch these teams just bang, bang, bang. This is a higher total than we've had in quite some time in this game. So Army-Navy Wine time. I'm very interested to hear your take. Let's talk about the markets here real quick before I pass the baton to you here. And it's very interesting to watch what the markets are doing in this game. We've got 87% of the bets and 92% of the money on Army. So just an absolute waylay of money on Army here against the spread. We'll talk about where that line is opened up here. But for the total, 63% of the bets are on the over in this game. Only 21% of the money. So sharp, bigger bets on the under here. 37% of the bets, 79% of the money on the under in this game. You guys kind of know where I'm leaning. I'm probably just going to take the under this game and call it a day. But I'm not sure what number I'm going to get here, which will be interesting. Opened up this spread opened up at 6.5, got up to 7 at one point, and it's been 6.5 for quite a while here. So it's a little concerning if I was an Army backer here, but I do indeed still like the under. Let's bring on our third head of this panel here. Another veteran of Pubapalooza. I hope to see him at this one here again. It's the one the only Connor Miggity Mac Daddy Conor Mac Picks joining the program. Connor, it's nice to see you.
What up?
Hello, Connor. We hope to
What up,
see you
T-Mac?
at Pubapalooza 4. How are you, my man?
I'll be there.
There we go. See, done. Bing, bang, boom. Conor Mac Picks there, March 20th to the 23rd. And we need Connor, especially because we know that Connor has the skills that pay the bills in the NBA court and in college basketball, especially. So we need you, Connor.
I'll be there.
There we go. Done
All
and
right.
done.
Nice fucking hair.
Thank you. I might, it's funny. I got another random comment because I posted the video of our Pubapalooza date announcement. And, people were like, oh, let's go, blah, blah, blah. I did get a few like, dude, what is up with your hair? Like just people like friends that I know that don't know like what I do for Pub Sports Radio and stuff. They're like, what is this? So maybe I'll keep it growing. Who knows, Connor? Just for you guys. But you will see me in January, I believe, Connor. So we'll see you then. But
let me know here soon because I'll make a tea time.
yes, I will.
Do that,
Let's get
'cause
into this game here,
close.
Connor. I like the under in this game. Wine time. We'll kick it off with you. Your thoughts on this game? A lot of public money, a lot of money on Army -6.5. Sharps are on the under here again. Wine time. Kick it off here, and then we'll get to Connor.
Yeah, man. Shout out to these academy games. For years, they were making us money cash in the under. A couple years ago, I mean, last year wasn't so much. And the total they've been only going down every year since we've been taking these unders. But that is something that's hitting at like a 70% rate over like the last 12 years, something crazy. One of the most profitable spots you can bet in college football. With that being said, total's at 38.5 right now. At one point, I got to a 40.5. This total's been everywhere. It's been up and down. Shout out to Army, man. 11-1 season, winning their conference. This almost could have been last week an Army Navy conference final if Navy would have held their end of the bargain towards the end of the season. With that being said, their starting quarterback is questionable for this one. I'm assuming he's going to be playing in this game, guys. And he's electric, honestly. I mean, he can sling, or he's not electric as Bryson Daly. But do you guys hear that noise in the background? Or am I good?
Oh, you're good.
I'm good. Bryson Daly, man, this guy's a beast, man. He's explosive on the ground. He can sling it as well. The other quarterback's been slinging it around a little bit too, and he likes to get it done on the ground. Both these teams, we know what they like to do. They like to run the ball at a crazy rate. That's what they do. They've kind of been switching things up. Army offensive line coach and the OC, I believe, just took a job at Central Michigan, head coaching job. So this will be his last game for Army. What a job he's done with that offensive line over there, protecting Bryson Daly with the minimal talent that they do have and minimal resources that they can bring in. Because when you're in the military, you can't, there's not military guys that are 300 plus pounds. That's just not how it is because these guys are mostly in shape and leaner. So with the personnel that he's had, he's done very well. And you can see why he's taking a head coaching job somewhere else. Navy quarterback is questionable. I think he's going to play in this one. Army, man, they're really good on these explosive plays. They move the ball methodically, but when they have open space, especially for Daly, they can make a lot of explosive plays. We've seen that over the last couple of weeks, what they can do with this offense, what they're capable of. My question is, can Navy stop them? If Navy's quarterback is in this one, I do expect both these teams to start off slow and running the ball as the game goes on. I'll probably move on a live over at some point in this game, which is absolutely wild because I'd never take overs in this game. It's always the under. It's always the sharp look. And it might be, but if I can get a better number, if I can get like a 32.5 or something, there's no scoring in the first couple of drives or the first quarter, I'll definitely move on this over because we've seen Army hit on these explosive plays against UTSA, against Tulane these last couple of weeks that won them the game. And I like what they're doing over there. They have all the momentum right now. They just won their conference championship and they've got a regular season game still to play. Pretty crazy. Get used to it though. I could only lean towards Army in this spot. I like where Kongs is going this one. He's been backing these guys all year and he's been cashing on them all year. I don't have any bet in this game, but I definitely would like to move on the over at some point in this game if there's no scoring early on. So right now it's a pass for me.
Pass for wine time. Looking at live over here. Connor, big game you've seen hundreds of times at this point because obviously, Connor, you're an old man.
Yes.
But what do you think about this game? This total is probably the highest it's been in like a decade. for this game?
It is high. I mean, my money would not be on this over. I really don't give a shit. I just wouldn't do it. These teams know each other so well. It won't be easy. Lynn, yeah, military kids, no, they can't get any money, NIL money. I think that's part of the whole deal with them. Army here, it'd be huge last week. I just thought it was going to be a tough spot for Tulane in that cold weather. And they looked like it. They looked like they were still off the Memphis game. I mean, they were just shook. So we know how good Daly is. I mean, I think he's going to run wild. The difference in this game, too, for Navy, it looks like Horvath will be back. I don't know if it matters. I thought the kid that came in played pretty well. I mean, similar type quarterback, of course, at Navy. But the difference between these two teams, they both want to run it, and both have been great. Army's better, is the defense. That's just it. But Army is the better defense, and it's continued throughout the year, I think. You know, they got into a couple games where they gave up some points, but they've been able to shut down the run consistently all year. I mean, top 15 run defense, and even against the pass, they've been pretty good. You know, they're not playing against the best teams. We know these teams' schedules are at the bottom, but they are definitely better on that side of the ball, and that's what's going to make them win this game. It's just always so close. These things are, 17-13. I mean, I could just see it similar. Like, and if Army wins, this year might be they might be that much better. Every once in a while, there's a year that this game's gone 20-3. Maybe that's it this year, and it's got to be Army here or nothing. But I look out. This game could be tight if you're just wanting to lay it here easily. I'd watch out. But it's Army or nothing. All right, I haven't made a bet.
Yeah, craziest thing too. This total last year in this game was only a 28. That is wild, and it pushed. Crazy, man. Moved up 10 points. Yeah, that's wild, man.
Yeah, and this opened up at a 40 apparently as well. We've gone down a few points here. Yeah, I think this is an under game again here. I will be on the under in this game, and it'll be a lot of fun to watch as it usually is. So under for me in this game.
You could look at Navy's team total under too.
Yep.
If you want him in the spot.
Yeah, that could be a good look too, actually. Yeah.
It's another good one as well. So, yes, I believe in this game. It's going to be a lot of fun. And let's move on to our next game here. A fun one. The Veterans Bowl, the Salute to Service Veterans Bowl here, our first official bowl game here. I assumed, I'll ask you both after here, but I assume you guys don't have anything on Incarnate Word versus South Dakota State, Idaho, Montana State. I'm assuming you guys don't have action on that one. Connor, I'm a little worried that you might, but we'll talk about that after here at the end.
I'm not yet, but
South Alabama, Western Michigan here. Very interesting line because we talked about this game yesterday with Peter Loshak and Dabby Cab. They saw this line at an 8.5 for Alabama, and now we're down to 7. This line opened up at 10 for South Alabama here. Western Michigan getting a lot of love here. 86% of the bets, 95% of the money on Western Michigan, and the line trying to catch up to all of that money. 59% of the bets, 68% of the money on the over in this game. And let's see where this total opened up at. Here we are seeing 59.5 here. 59.5 here total, since dropped down a few points. Interesting. Very interesting line move. It makes me feel like Western Michigan definitely live in this game, at least to cover. I don't know what is a separator of these teams that makes it like a almost 10-point spread. So I lean Western Michigan here. Conor Mac, we'll start with you this time. I'm very interested to hear what you have to say about both of these squads.
Yeah, I think if you got in the 10 too with Western Michigan a few days ago, that was the number. But even over the touchdown, I think you're all right. I don't know if this maybe goes below that. I think it's, with their 7.5s everywhere, I think it kind of stops at 7. This is a big game for Western Michigan. One thing with them, they're a team that has been able to stay in games, and they've been pretty good, offensively, and they've been able to run the ball throughout the year. Their defense hasn't been great. in the MAC. And they've lost some games. But I think how much does South Alabama want to be in this game? I mean, it's close by here, the Crampton Bowl here in Alabama. And there's still question marks. I don't know if it matters. Of course, you want Lopez in at quarterback, but it might be Davenport. And who knows? We've seen a ton of people, and you're going to have to watch this, who's in, who's out of this game, which every bowl game. And then even closer motivation between these two teams. And it already seems like that number was too large. And does really South Alabama want to be here? I don't know. And Bothwell's gone, the star running back. He's already jetted. That was one of the first things Monday morning. He won't be playing in this. So just too many points. I think Western Michigan hang around here. So I think if you get over the touchdown, take it.
All right. Wine time, your thoughts?
Yeah, C-Mac touched on it. South Alabama, they are going to be without their quarterback. I believe Gio Lopez in this one. He's doubtful. He's most likely not going to play in this one. He's most likely going to hit the portal after this and go somewhere. He's had a really good year over there for South Alabama, man. Shout out to him. He's really good. He's definitely going to transfer to a better program after this game, I'm assuming. So Western Michigan, Hayden Wolf, he's going to be playing in this one. He's been okay this year. No stats that really jump off the board for me. It's Western Michigan team, man. Their defense is absolutely trash, though. We've seen them get torched pretty much every single week. I mean, they lost 3 of their last 4 games here entering this game. We're seeing a lot of line movement. I think that's pretty much because Gio Lopez is going to be out for this one. C-Mac touched Davenport's the backup. I think he's had minimal snaps this year, and he hasn't looked too great, so I definitely think it is going to be a downgrade for them. This is a game, I have no play in this one, guys. I definitely lean towards Western Michigan because I do think Gio Lopez is going to be a big miss for them. I think that's their best player out on the field. He's their leader. He's their quarterback. He's young, too. He's a redshirt freshman out there. But, yeah, and with that being said, I got nothing on this one. I can maybe lean towards an over because Western Michigan's defense is bad, and they can also put points up on the board. It's just if Davenport can keep up his end of the bargain and get points on the board for South Alabama here. With that being said, I got no play in this one, guys. I'm off this one.
All right. No play here.
And Wolf, take care of the ball. They will be in it. I mean, when he took care of the ball, they won games, stayed in covered. When he did it down the stretch, like Bowling Green, some of these games, he had a couple picks and fumbles. They will not because their defense isn't great.
All right. Well, that was great. Thank you both. This is only the first bowl game here, so we'll keep talking about all the bowls as they come up here, especially since this show is on a Wednesday. It's a good spot here to talk about them here. Connor, Wine, I appreciate you both. It was an easy show today. We're only talking 2 games. Do you guys have any college basketball you wanted to shout out before we get out of here?
I'm good. C-Mac, all you, buddy.
I don't either. I hate to say it. Does anybody have any questions in the chat? There's a few games. I've had a good couple days lately. It was tough for me going through it last night. There's some big numbers I think some teams can cover, and a couple of these I think are a little bit too big. One game here that's caught my eye. Utah Valley. I think this team is super down this year. Now they've only played 2 games at home so far. And they've kind of got beaten up on the road. They've already lost to North Dakota. So it's a game I think they bounce back here at home. Problem is, this is 9.5. I haven't seen it 10 yet. If this got to 10, I have to look North Dakota. As much as it's a great bounce back spot for Utah Valley, they're just not that good. Eagle staff, this kid's pretty good. Their best player for North Dakota. I think they could hang in that spot. This number should be Utah Valley. The way they're playing, and they're better at home, should be 4.5, flat out. So this is just too large. So that was kind of the only one that I was looking at. Another one that's similar is Nevada at home. At back-to-back losses, shot the ball horrible. It's a pretty good spot for them, I think. But do you really want to lay it with this team? I don't. South Dakota has been very good. South Dakota State's been excellent. The Jackrabbits. I faded them the other day at Montana. I just thought it was a bad spot, Montana, just basically to win the game. And I don't know what we get. South Dakota has very, very good size. They're a little bit of a younger team. So they could hang around. I just don't know what we get. Nevada shoots the ball from 3 well. Don't shoot a ton of them. Been bad the last few games. And they're not shooting it well from the free throw line, 68%. That's really not a team I want to go laying 11 with. So just a bunch of too many moving parts a little bit for me in a lot of these games. I'm going to go through them, the rest of them here, and we'll see if I have a play or two. But I didn't want to give out no bullshit. If I ain't bet it or done it, we're not fucking around here, Jose.
No, of course. I understand. I appreciate that. Just need to ask my guys just in case. So thank you both. I appreciate you both for joining me. Like I say all the time, thank you for joining me throughout this season. Wine time. I can't wait to see you at Pubapalooza as well. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing you again. Anything you want to plug before we get you out of here?
Yeah, Jose, always a pleasure doing this show with you, my guys. Sorry to the chat that, my voice just isn't really there. Not really feeling too good today. But we'll be better by the weekend, guys. Shout out to you guys in the chat for showing out as always, man. Guys, you guys got to be at Pub 4. Just book your ticket now. Book your flight, book your hotel. If you want to get an Airbnb, that might be the cheaper way too. Get 4 or 5 people, share a house. It's a blast, guys. You guys are gonna have a good time. I'm gonna be there. Jose's gonna be there. Seat Max said he's gonna be there. All kinds of good cappers. And it's just fun to meet up with everyone, share knowledge with each other. It's a blast, guys, and I'm looking forward to it. Follow me on X at Wine Time Sports, guys. I'm gonna be posting surprisingly enough, I've just been sick the last couple of days. Haven't made a play yet in the college football playoffs. I'm going to be looking at the card a little bit more into depth today because I don't have work today. But I definitely have a huge lean to SMU in that one. And against Penn State, I know it's going to be the whiteout game at Penn State. And it's going to be an atmosphere that SMU is not really familiar with. But I think an 8.5 points is way too much. I think SMU can potentially get them outright in this one. We'll see, though. I got to break this game down a little more and watch a little bit more film, look at some numbers. Appreciate you guys for having me as always, man.
Yep, Wine Time. Thank you so much for joining us here. His flu game here. By the way, the chat, always helpful. Lynn Belvedere, usually trollish, says, Wine, go get some antibiotics. And Nuke Worker saying, drink more Wine Time, and you'll be fine. So there's 2 different spectrums of advice there. Connor, before we let you go here, Super True Story and Nasty Nate have 2 questions for you. We'll start with Nasty Nate. Are you on Baylor, Conor Mac? Did you like Baylor? Did you look at them today?
The number series, that game just about to go. That's that morning game, right?
Yes, I believe so. Let me double check
it off right now.
Here.
Yeah, it started. No, I didn't move on it. This seems like a Baylor spot to just thump them. I just don't love their defense. I couldn't bet it at all.
Fair enough. And Super True asking about Eastern Kentucky, 20.5 with them, Connor.
I think they can hang around. It's been my best. I've started to do more these massive dogs it did last year, and I just started tracking it more and more this year. When these teams, if I like them, they cover the first half. You know what I mean? And you're usually getting more points. It was like last week with Prairie View. They didn't cover full game, but they were only down at 10 at halftime. Coppin did 20 points he got yesterday because they were 33-point dogs. Forget what they were down by. Cash pretty easy. I think they were down 7 or 8, and they lost. But 20 points and a half. And right here, I think this could be similar. Pitt back here at home. It seems like a pretty good spot. I want to look at Pitt too. Some of these are their last game before break. That's a key here. So this is Pitt's last one. I think that's a little similar with Baylor. Like this is our last game for 10 days. They kick a team's ass. So, but some teams still have another game basically in a couple of days left. So Pitt doesn't, but I think Eastern Kentucky a little bit. 13 first half. I lean that way, taking the points of them, early plus 13. A lot of 12 and outs, but there's a few 13s out there. These are Kentucky.
And Len wants to know real quick about Wright State tonight, Conor Mac. Sorry to get you to ask these last few questions in here, but Wright State, did you have any thoughts on that one?
No, that's what I am here for. Wright State, one of my teams I love to bet on, especially when they are dogs. I don't really love them here at this spot. The 6.5, this classic 6.5, 7. I really gotta love them to back it. Wright State, though, one of the teams in situations I look to take the over. That game was Saturday. I had the over. It was 144. It got there, 80-72. We'll see with this Marshall team. I haven't really, watched a ton of them. They've looked pretty good when you've gone through the numbers. They did get their ass kicked, of course, to Purdue. I think they lost by 35-40. So tough. I do like Wright State, but I don't know about laying it in this one. And I lean over. If this is one of the games when I start going through everything with some of my numbers, if this is in the 140s, like 148 and everything lines up, I would be all over the over.
Okay.
Like we're at 151 here. So I just I'd have to give that to lean that way because both these teams, not great defensively, can score the basketball. So lean that way.
Okay. And just to let you know, Lynn, by the way, that line seemingly opened up at 4.5. It's at 6 now. There's 45% of the bets and 53% of the money on Wright State as well. So pretty split there. Connor, I look forward to hopefully seeing you next month and at Pubapalooza, my guy. It's always nice hanging out with Conor Mac Picks.
When are you coming? What are the days?
I forget already off the top of my head.
Well, let me know.
I will let you know when I book here soon. Thank you, Connor. I appreciate you. And like I said, I can't wait. Pubapalooza 4. You're a valuable asset there because we need that college mind of yours, Connor, and we appreciate you being there. Any final thoughts before we get you out of here?
Nope. That's it. We'll see you next week. Shout out to the chat. Appreciate you guys. Hit the like button on the way out. That is it. Conor Mac Picks. I'm out of here. Later.
There he goes, Conor Mac Picks. Thank you guys, as always. A shorter Wednesday show, smaller cards around the sports spectrum, but with bowls starting soon, we're going to heat up here. We'll talk about more and more bowls coming up here soon. You guys can all enjoy the cutouts from last night's Bankroll Blitz on the NFL show. We appreciate you guys that watch those shows. We appreciate all you guys watching this one, DC Capper. Tori Coker, nice to see you. Tori, hopefully we can see you at Pubapalooza 4 coming in March here. Nuke Worker, Nasty Nate, Morgan Spooner, Justin McKelvey, and his stacks play of the day. Shout out to you, Justin. Guillermo Zertucci was in here rooting for Navy. Shout out to you, Guillermo. Hopefully Eli is doing well as well. Thank you all for watching the show. Super True, Lynn, Robert McCormick. You got all you guys in here. Rick J, thank you for the questions that you were asking here. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about Pubapalooza, any you guys might not be familiar with San Antonio or something like that, just DM me on Twitter at Jose Bouquett. I'll try to get you squared away. And as always, 3 Pubapaloozas. We're going to do it a 4th time. If you want me to pick you up from the airport, I'll gladly pick everyone up from the airport. DM me on Twitter. Text me if you got my number. Let me know when you're coming in, and I'll give you the scoop. I'm obviously a veteran of picking people up now. So shout out to all you guys joining us. Thank you guys. Say hey, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Betting with the Bag, horses, and the Cappers Contest show. Till then, say hey. We'll see you guys next time.